You only call me darling when important people stare, as if affection were an accessory you wear. You light my cigarette with diplomat precision, then vanish halfway through your better judgment decision. A woman near the piano clearly knows your type, the sort that looks expensive but expires before ripe. The bartender has started taking private bets on how long charming men take manufacturing regrets. One hand on my shoulder, one eye on the room. I recognize the species and its particular perfume. Don't call me darling in public unless you mean to stay. Don't borrow all my dangerous attention, then politely drift away. Don't call me darling in public like it's a game you play. If you intend to disappear by breakfast, find another word to say. You dance exactly like a beautifully rehearsed excuse, the kind sophisticated women ought to promptly refuse. The band gets weirdly louder every time you touch my waist, like even music recognizes questionably good taste. A waiter drops a tray with startling comic timing. The chandelier appears emotionally misaligning, and somehow through this social architecture of champagne, you still look dangerously worth repeating once again. This is how nations fail. Accidental weather, then vanish with your practiced hand. You always arrive exactly when the room gets warm, like trouble dressed in tailored charm. Which says much more than either of us think. A lighter snaps, the band turns slightly blue, and suddenly the whole damn city looks like you. I should have learned by now to disappear. Instead I order one more reason you are here. A woman at the piano drops a phrase that sounds suspiciously like older, softer days. The mirrors make us look more brave than true, which helps for maybe one or maybe two. No explanations, no alibis, just that dangerous weather behind your eyes. No future promises, no grand debut, just the impossible mathematics of me and you. Kiss me like a secret no one gets to keep, like tomorrow's train is leaving in your sleep. Hold me like the night has something left to prove. Kiss me like a secret before we have to move. Kiss me like a secret, like we never learned to lose. The waiter clears a glass, we never touched a tiny act that somehow hurts too much. Outside the rain performs its practiced role, making every passing stranger look half whole. You ask if I still walk that avenue, the one where every doorway tasted down across from you. A trumpet sighs from somewhere near the stairs, the kind of sound that makes the room forget its airs. And every second grows a little loud, as if our silence has attracted quite a crowd. No explanations, no noble lies, just this ridiculous electricity between our Kiss me like a secret no one gets to keep, like morning has a warrant in the street. Hold me like the night is running out of room. Kiss me like a secret before the flowers bloom too soon. Kiss me like a secret, like regret is coming through. Kiss me like the city never learned what happened to me and you. Tomorrow we'll be strangers with excellent manners. Kiss me like a secret before the room remembers you. He entered just as thunder changed the room, in shoes too polished for respectable doom. The waiter straightened like a man who knew some customers require a darker point of view. His tie was black with tiny silver stars, like something purchased very far from ours. He smiled as if we'd met in some past sin, and asked if this seat might politely invite him in. The pianist missed a note and looked unwell, which honestly did not improve the spell. The mirrors gave his profile extra height, like even glass had chosen his side tonight. No introduction, no stated resume, just excellent posture and dangerous cabaret. No visible horns, no sulfur display, just the kind of man good judgment avoids halfway. The devil ordered crème brûlée and smiled like he had met me yesterday. Tapped his spoon in perfect time with my dismay. The devil ordered crème brûlée. He asked if heartbreak still improved with age. I nearly laughed and nearly left the stage. A trumpet coughed discreetly near the bar, like someone judging us from very far. He knew my favorite terrible red wine, which frankly felt like crossing some invisible line. He asked if I believed in second chances. I said I only trusted bad romances. He lit a match with almost priestly care, and suddenly the room became much too aware. A woman in pearls pretended not to hear, which in sophisticated language means stay clear. The waiter brought another tiny spoon, as if catastrophe expected dessert soon. No signed confession, no legal proof, just immaculate temptation, inexpensive youth. The devil ordered crème brûlée and somehow made catastrophe look trays okay. Promised me the moon in elegantly vague cliché. The devil ordered crème brûlée. He said eternity is is flexible on Thursdays, which honestly remains a concerning phrase. His hands were lovely. This seems strategically unfortunate. The devil ordered crème brûlée, and I may have ordered the same. He walked in dressed like excellent bad news, the kind a sensible woman should refuse. The bartender forgot his usual little nod. A pianist missed a chord and quietly blamed God. His tie was midnight, sharply cut and thin, like something trouble had been tailored in. He smiled the way expensive danger often can, as if catastrophe arrived as quite a charming man. A cigarette performed its elegant decay. The mirrors made him look at least twice more cliché. A trumpet sighed somewhere behind the bar, like warning systems speaking softly from afar. Some men apologize, some men pretend, some men arrive like beautifully dressed end. He has a switchblade smile hidden in his kiss, says my name like danger, wrapped in velvet bliss. He has a switchblade smile, sharp beneath the charm. Every woman knows better right before the harm. If I still trusted accidents at all, I said I mostly trusted beautifully staged downfall. The waiter brought champagne I didn't choose. Apparently the city leaks extremely private news. A woman near the courtroom carefully looked away, which in sophisticated language means do not delay. The rain attacked the windows with expensive grace, as though the weather had already seen his face. That sudden guitar cut straight across the room, like fate had hired something louder than perfume. Some men are warning signs, some rearrange your plans, some make destruction feel suspiciously well-mannered in your hands. He has a switchblade smile hidden in his touch, says be careful darling, exactly half too much. He has a switchblade smile dressed in midnight blue, and every elegant disaster starts by sounding true. I should have left when the guitar arrived. The telephone rang at 3:17, a cruel little sound in a room gone serene. I counted 3 rings before touching the wire, as if hesitation could weaken desire. No voice at the other end offered a name, just breathing arranged in a recognizable way. Then silence performed like it knew every cue, and somehow that silence sounded like you. The curtains were moving though all windows were closed. The city lay still in its mechanical pose. A taxi below drew a ribbon of light, then vanished politely back into the night. Say something cruel, say something kind. Don't leave your ghost inside this line. Say you were lonely, say I was wrong, but don't make silence this unbearably long. Telephone at 3:17, tell me what this haunting means. If you needed me, why disappear between the seams? Telephone at 3:17, you're the loudest silence I have seen, and every empty second in between still sounds like you to me. The hallway bulb hummed with a tired old ache, like something in the building refused to break. I sat on the floor with the cord in my hand, like someone awaiting a final command. I thought of that cafe with terrible wine, where you laughed at the waiter misreading the sign. The rain on your shoulders, your cigarette glow, the things memory keeps, that logic lets go. A siren somewhere crossed through distant blue light, the city itself remembering you. I almost said darling into the machine, but swallowed the word at 3:17. Say it was madness, say it was fate, say I was foolish but not this late. Say you were sorry, say anything true, but don't let the dark do all the talking for you. Telephone at 3:17, tell me what this haunting means. If love was over, why return in broken dreams? Telephone at 3:17, you're the loudest silence I have seen, and every quiet room I'll ever enter will remember what you mean. Or maybe it was no one. Maybe the line was wrong. Maybe grief learns voices when it waits too long. Telephone at 3:17, still ringing somewhere under me. The rain arrived in synchronized descent, as if the weather had malicious intent. 100 black umbrellas crossed the square, like silent witnesses pretending not to stare. Your footsteps echoed somewhere near the stone, the kind that make a crowded city feel alone. A violin escaped an upstairs room and gave the puddles temporary bloom. The taxi carved a ribbon made of gold across the kind of night that makes the brave look old. A woman laughed beneath the pharmacy sign, with timing cruel enough to still resemble mine. Some nights saw theater, some nights saw threat. Some shadows dance where hearts collect. Some rain remembers what lips forget. Black umbrella ballet, dancing through the rain. Everyone looks graceful, everyone looks slightly in pain. Black umbrella ballet, turn beneath the street lamp blue. Every silhouette becomes a possible version of you. A couple kissed beside the tramline bend, with all the confidence of people near the end. A newspaper surrendered to my shoe, like even printed facts had lost their point of view. The cafe windows glowed with yellow grace, framing strangers in temporary place. A waiter stacked the chairs with ritual care, while thunder practiced diplomacy somewhere. A child spun laughing in a borrowed coat, the sort of innocence that keeps the hopeless afloat. And every passing face beneath the black parade looked like a promised memory badly made. Some loves dissolve, some rearrange, some disappear, and still feel strangely unchanged. Black umbrella ballet, spin me through the weather too. If heartbreak must be choreographed, I'd rather dance it next to you. Black umbrella ballet, turn this city into stage. Let the rain conduct the orchestra of beautifully delayed rage. Somewhere under all those umbrellas, someone is almost you. Black umbrella ballet, still dancing through the blue. He arrived in linen far too white for honesty, with sunglasses performing minor acts of secrecy. The ceiling fan translated lazy foreign heat, while someone in the corner tapped suspicious little feet. A waiter brought a drink adorned with something pink, the sort that makes intelligent women pause and think. He smiled the way expensive danger often can, like someone who collects first names across the span. A gecko froze dramatically above the bar, which honestly felt narratively on par. The steel guitar sighed somewhere through the air, as though tropical betrayal had been waiting there. Some kisses heal, some kisses lie, some kisses taste like beautifully arranged goodbye. There's poison in the papaya, or maybe that's just you. Something sweet and dangerous, wrapped in ocean blue. papaya, served with perfect grace. Every island catastrophe starts with exactly that face. A man with diplomatic sideburns read the racing sheet, pretending not to catalog everyone we'd meet. A woman near the roulette wheel removed a single glove, which in sophisticated climates can be close to love. You asked if I preferred adventure over peace. I said that usually depends on how the odds increase. A bongo player missed a beat and looked concerned, as if the room itself had noticed something newly learned. The sunset staged an aggressively perfect scene, the sort that makes your better judgment feel obscene. Some cocktails flirt, some cocktails warn, some hearts look significantly worse by tropical dawn. There's poison in the papaya, or maybe in your smile, something sweet and dangerous that lingers quite a while. Poison in the papaya, beneath the lazy fan. Every charming bad decision begins with just one plan. If I disappear, please blame the fruit. There's poison in the papaya, or maybe I'm confused, but either way catastrophe looks wonderfully amused. Poison in the papaya, island moonlight through the blue. And if danger wears resort attire tonight, it looks like you. Perhaps another drink for investigative purposes. Your toothbrush still has diplomatic immunity. Your records claim emotional continuity. The maid suggested maybe I should clear the room. I said perhaps we ought to wait for forensic bloom. A photograph fell face down near the chair, which honestly felt overly aware. The radio predicts improving skies, a statement violently opposed by my insides. Your scarf is draped with suspicious elegance, as if heartbreak hired an interior consultant. The ashtray tells a story I declined to read, but evidence, unlike pride, has no discretion speed. No chalk outline, no smoking gun, just two polite adults who came undone. No fingerprints, no getaway bus, just the elegant collapse of ridiculous us. I'm dancing through the crime scene of us in very inappropriate shoes, stepping over evidence and velvet dust, still somehow singing the blues. I'm dancing through the crime scene of us, because what else is heartbreak supposed to do? If dignity survives this room tonight, it certainly won't be me or you. The bartender returned my favorite glance, the kind reserved for witnesses of circumstance. A woman in green outside lit up the rain. For half a second I believed in you again. The elevator hummed like guilty machinery, transporting strangers with superior emotional strategy. I found your matchbook in the bathroom sink, which frankly gave the universe too much time to think. A passing siren scored my little scene like some low-budget tragic magazine. If suffering had wardrobe supervision, it would absolutely choose this exact decision. No detectives, no court review, just me cross-examining memories of you. I'm dancing through the crime scene of us like heartbreak hired a private band, stepping over all the promises and dust with a drink I barely understand. I'm dancing through the crime scene of us because collapse should at least arrive with groove. If I'm going down in elegant disgrace, I'd rather do it while I move. Your Honor, I object to this entire evening. Dancing through the crime scene of us in very inappropriate shoes. My heart has excellent manners. I'm told it never becomes embarrassingly uncontrolled. It nods at pain in socially acceptable ways and sends thank you notes after difficult days. It never throws glasses or ruins the room. It suffers in tailored emotional perfume. It quietly dies with remarkable grace and smiles at disaster directly in the face. It never phones after midnight in tears or weaponizes anniversaries, wine or old years. It curtsies politely when hope misbehaves and tidies the emotional wreckage it saves. No vulgar scenes, no public collapse, just highly refined internal perhaps. My heart has excellent manners. It breaks without making a scene, offers heartbreak a beverage, and keeps all the silverware clean. My heart has excellent manners, a tragically civilized thing. It would absolutely perish politely before causing embarrassment to anyone. It compliments strangers who clearly did harm, finds self-destruction weirdly full of charm. It says how lovely when abandoned in rain, then processes despair in a clinical perfectly elegant vein. It never accuses, never loudly objects, even when romance behaves with architectural neglect. A better organ surely would scream or resign. Mine simply requests a more suitable wine. A pianist nearby appears deeply concerned, which suggests even musicians think something's been learned. The waiter keeps refilling my glass with discretion, as though heartbreak were simply a formal profession. No shattered mirrors, no scandalous art, just beautifully repressed structural damage of heart. My heart has excellent manners. It dies in the most tasteful way. Thanks everyone kindly for coming, then quietly folds itself away. My heart has excellent manners, a spectacularly doomed machine. If heartbreak were judged by etiquette, it would absolutely be queen. I suspect this may be a design flaw, also emotionally expensive. My heart has excellent manners, which explains absolutely nothing. You left your coffee ring on yesterday's news, a little eclipse in a room with no clues. The radio whispers in soft Portuguese rain. I smile at the window, then do it again. Your coat is still hanging like it paid to stay. The clock has impeccable ways to betray. I water the plant that you never named right. It leans to the hallway each evening at night. Some loves don't shatter, they quietly fold into the linen, into the cold. So I dance with the silence in sensible shoes, sip what is left of our practical blues. No great disaster, no dramatic goodbye, just a small aching weather that lives in July. Mrs. Almeida downstairs hums somebody's song. I think she has known what went quietly wrong. The milkman still waves with his perfectly timed grin, as if broken hearts neatly fit morning routines. I found your old matchbook inside of a drawer from some seaside place we won't mention anymore. The ink has surrendered, the letters turned pale like promises written on unreliable mail. Some loves don't vanish, they loosen their thread, stay in the curtains beside of the bed. So I dance with the silence in sensible shoes, sip what is left of our practical blues. No slammed doors, no thunder, no cinematic sky, just a small aching weather that lives in July. Perhaps this is kinder than fire and scenes, a civilized ending in pastel routines. You took the future, I kept the key. Funny how lonely politeness can be. So I dance with the silence in sensible shoes, Sip what is left of our practical blues. No tragic orchestra teaching strangers to cry, just a small aching weather that lives in July. The coffee ring's fading, that must mean time moves, or someone is cleaning the evidence of you. The chairs are standing upside down on every little table, the kind of quiet proving nothing beautiful is stable. A waiter folds the evening into practiced tired grace, like someone who has seen too many versions of this place. The piano lid is finally brought down without debate, as if all melodies eventually accept their date. A single glass reflects the chandelier in broken gold. The room looks suddenly much smaller, older, and more cold. Some nights collapse loudly, some simply dim, some leave the air still tasting faintly of him. When the orchestra goes home, who keeps the silence warm? Who tells the lonely furniture the evening lost its form? When the orchestra goes home and all the strings let go, do broken hearts become more honest when there's no music left to show? A cigarette still dying softly in forgotten light, a lipstick mark surviving everybody else's night. No mirrors now return a much less flattering truth that time removes its makeup too, eventually from youth. Perhaps endings are just rooms